Hello and welcome to the Checkpoint Reach podcast, and we've just finished watching Inside Xbox, the lackluster Inside Xbox, and yeah, safe to say we're disappointed. I'm joined by Matty, Perks and Sud. I'm sure you guys will have a lot more to say about this, especially you, Matty, because that was...
I just don't know why I've wasted an hour of my life.
That was disappointing.
Everyone okay? I mean, we're fresh off just watching the stream. Was everyone having a good day before this monstrosity?
Has it ruined your day, Mike?
I mean, my day wasn't exactly great to begin with. But
it doesn't take much, but come on.
Yeah.
I just, honestly, like I said to you guys before, Xbox has been building up to this moment for years. They've been purchasing studios. They've been making really pro-consumer, really fantastic pro-gamer moves for a long time. And let me just get this straight and make this clear. It's obvious that Xbox have so much more and so much better stuff to show than this. But I don't know why this existed, because everyone was waiting to see the Xbox Series X. Everyone was waiting to see what the monster could do. What does 12 teraflops get you? And apparently it gets you games that could probably run on the 360. So that's good. It's just absolutely shambolic. I don't even know what to say. It's like having the best football team in the world, having a packed 80,000 stadium for the first game and putting the under-16s out instead of the first team.
That is a good analogy.
And parking
I don't
the
know
bus.
what they're doing. It's just absolutely terrible. I don't know. You know, if you guys now, but I am very, very angry that existed, and I've wasted 40 minutes of my life watching that.
Well, I think the first thing I'll say is it obviously was a very disappointing show, but I mean, I will disagree. Some of them games could not run on a 360. Let's not be silly about it. But let's not be dramatic.
There's a couple of them that definitely could.
I disagree.
Oh, Perks thought you enjoyed it.
All I want to say is just run Gears 3 footage, B-roll Gears 3 footage on the 360 against those games, and I'm telling you now, half those games would look worse.
No, I disagree. But anyway, the show in general was very disappointing. I agree with Marty completely. I think this sort of event should have been like an extra that they throw on sort of after they've done their other events. Like, oh, here's some more games to show, that are coming to the Xbox Series X. I think that would have been received fine. I think the problem's going to be, and I assume the problem is going to be for a lot of Xbox fans and just fans in general, is why was this the first thing they showed? Like, this was supposed to be the first look at Series X gameplay. You should be going hard in this event. Like, I'm not saying you have to show everything. You don't have to show every single thing you've got at this event, but you should be showing, some stuff here, because, look, they're obviously going to have events that are better than this. I think we're all in agreement that this will probably end up being the worst event that they do.
Well, let's not beat around the bush. There have been people who are on the fence about whether or not they want to buy a Series X or a PS5, and that's their first impression of the Series X. I wouldn't be tuning in.
Yeah, it's weird, because I think you said this before, Mike, that they seem to be getting everything right, like most things right. Like they're getting most of the marketing's right in terms of the way they're positioning the Xbox, how cheap the older models are and stuff like that now, and the Xbox, we think that it's probably going to be a similar price to the PS5. So they've done that well. It's going to be really powerful. Game Pass and stuff like that, but then they're just still falling down at these hurdles. They've dropped the ball here. At times, they dropped the ball. It's weird. It's really weird, because you'd think they'd be able to get this. It shouldn't be the hardest part.
This was a straight waste of time. Shouldn't have happened. This should not have been a show. Everything we've seen today should have been tacked on to a larger show after they've shown the big hitters, and then they've said, we're also going to big up our third-party studios. Let's see what they can bring to the table too. Something like that. Show a highlight reel. 10 minutes later, it's done. Don't dedicate shows to this. Do not spread shows like this over the next 4 or 5 months or whatever it's going to be in the build-up. This will not build anticipation. This will not build hype. If the majority of their shows, barring their first-party one, which I'm sure they're going to go a lot harder on, are like this, then Series X can forget it.
They're not going to be, though, are they? I mean, I think I think we know they're not going to be.
No,
especially after this reaction.
We know that that's going to happen, but because at the start, but before we were even watching, we all know the first event should have been their strongest. That should have been their strongest piece of ammunition that they bring to the table. That's what everyone wants, to see that first event. And I was just making the point, after the show had finished, PlayStation isn't going to do this. They're not going to show AA games as the first things you see on the PS5. They're going to show Horizon, they're going to show Spider-Man, they're going to show God of War, they're going to show all of their best AAA games, and that's going to make people think, wow, what an amazingly powerful console. I did not get the sense from any of those games that I should even upgrade from an Xbox One X.
I would agree with that point. They all look like games that could run on. I mean, well, they are going to run on an Xbox One X.
Exactly.
But
360.
I think Assassin's Creed's probably the only AAA game there. Really,
I thought they were meant to show gameplay of that.
Though.
Yeah.
No, which is very disappointing. I think that's the biggest disappointment for me. I wouldn't have even minded some of these because I actually thought some of the games did look quite original. There was some games that looked pretty unique. They're probably good. Some of them are probably going to be really good games. It's just that, where was the gameplay for any of these games? They were all cinematic trailers. Was there any game? I think there was like maybe. Oh, there was gameplay at the first game.
The first game was
pretty good.
Had gameplay.
I can't remember what it was called. Can you remember what it was called? Anymore?
Burning something infinite. I don't know, or bright infinite. Something. I can't even remember.
That game looked pretty cool.
It was like 40 minutes ago.
It looked like a mix of like Titanfall and other games, which look pretty cool. I think that game will probably be good, but apart from that, we saw pretty much no gameplay, which is very disappointing because this was they even said let's see the first bits of gameplay.
Yeah, to be fair, that there was a little bit. Like, I'm going to tone down the exaggeration, which is strange for me after watching that. But Yakuza showed off a little bit. We saw a little bit of the vampire gameplay. Everything kind of had a bit. Like, there was that weird Sea of Thieves knockoff exploration looking game.
What was that called?
Call of the Sea. Thieves, I'll say that. It looked better than Sea of Thieves. I will say that.
But it looked like you walk around exploring, and the girl and the voiceover said, like, look, what did you find here or something?
Nothing.
You're just going to be walking around looking for nothing. Yeah.
So, when someone says to you, I'm going to show you gameplay, I'm going to show you gameplay. You don't expect 4-second bursts of gameplay interlaced with like trailer elements. You expect someone to be standing there playing the game, showing you a 5-minute segment of the game. That's what gameplay is to me, not just 10 seconds of someone running and just like slashing a sword and then it changes to a trailer.
Right.
That's not
so like loads of environment flicks over like 5 seconds and it's like, gameplay's done. I just don't get it, man. They could have pre-recorded. It didn't have to be live. They could have done all that gameplay and made it. They could have just buffed it and buffered it. Even if it was crap, they could have made it look a whole lot better. I just don't
know if that
understand.
was live or I don't even know if it was live or pre-recorded.
I don't know. I mean, I hope
it was live
because
that was pre-recorded.
It was like watching Amateur Hour.
The beginning was definitely live. We know that.
It was though.
That was the best thing about it, wasn't it? The Xbox fridge.
The Xbox fridge.
That was great.
Matty wanted to put him in the fridge, but
for anyone who doesn't want to watch it, Aaron Greenberg had a green screen of an Xbox One Series X in place of his fridge.
It looked terrible.
And you wanted to put him in there, didn't you, Matty?
It looked like stupid.
I mean, to be fair, that was representative of the show. The graphics for that were crap, and the graphics that we saw were just pointless. There was nothing representative of a Series X there. That was just... I feel
I'm not
like
going to get too far down this graphic thing, because I think graphics can be overrated at times as well anyway. But I think in general, just the show in general, it just looked like a AA show in general. Like
it was a AA show.
It was cool seeing,
can you even call it AA? I mean, it's more.
Well, I think you can.
Yeah, I mean, I would call it a AA, but to be fair, over the years, I'd also call Inside Xbox a AA show. So I've just come to expect.
I think there was a few good things that give me a bit of hope for Xbox in terms of, like, they've got like the queues are coming and stuff like that, which is good because in the past they've been like years behind PlayStation stuff like that with them sort of games. So that's a good sign. They're hopefully getting more Japanese support, which I think is a good thing all around for the console. I think there was another Japanese style game shown there from Bandai Namco, which I don't know, didn't look amazing, but at least it's another game. It
was Devil May Cry, but with plants.
Yeah. So there was some like positive signs there in terms of that, but it's just look. I guess we should have probably expected this because they even tried to dampen down expectations themselves, didn't they? In a way.
We did expect this. This is exactly what I said.
I guess we shouldn't be too mad.
But it's amateur. Yeah. If they were sitting there thinking, we didn't know people would think it was a serious show. Oh,
I wonder if you asked them, like, if you said to them and asked them, like, well, what do you think of the fan feedback? They're all, and they'd probably say something along the lines of, well, because of the situation, maybe we weren't ready to show like the big third party. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine.
They're the ones who decided to do this.
Don't show anything.
But that's what my point would be. Well, I was going to agree with that. I agree with that. My point would be to that. Well, don't show anything yet. Then just wait. Like, why do you? I understand they want to get things out there in the open, like, oh look, we want to be relevant, but I don't know. It just
they're gonna have to have a long. I've got to say, I know you are probably like cynical and disagree. I do think this will be the worst of these Inside Xboxes by a mile.
I think this is a recurring theme. I think we're going to get one big one from the first party, like studios and all the things they've been doing behind the scenes that no one's aware of. That's where you'll see Halo and Forza and all the franchise shit. And you'll see Hellblade and the new IPs that we haven't seen anything of. The rest will be tacked on shit like this.
No, I disagree. I don't think they will be. I don't think they will. I think this is probably just a test to just throw it out there. You can't tell me they're going to look at the feedback and go, oh yeah, well done. Everyone loved that. Come on. Like, they've got time to change it now. They've got time to change things for that June event they're going to do. And they've got time to change things for the ones in like August, September that they'll inevitably do. So I'm not saying like, look, there will be like AA events again. I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't think they'll be structured like that again. I don't think you're going to be seeing Greenberg's fridge again. That's my point. Like,
I think you will.
Again, I would hope anyway, because
that fridge is making.
This is, I wouldn't say it's a war. Look, I think they've clearly got time to make up for this. Like, let's not pretend like this is the end for Xbox for this show. They've got plenty of time. But
it isn't. All I'm saying is some people aren't going to watch again.
Yeah,
well,
don't start with this.
Some people aren't going to tune in again. Why would you tune in again? If you're just like a casual
games yet.
If you're a casual gamer that maybe plays like 2 or 3 hours a week, isn't really that clued into the news, and all you've seen on IGN and like all the big gaming websites is Xbox, the major third party reveal on Thursday or whatever, and you're dead hyped for it, and you tune in and see that, you're not gonna tune in for the next one. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I disagree. I think you'll get far more viewers for the July event than this one.
Yeah, you'll get more viewers. Because they know it's going to be first party, but I'm just saying that there are people on the fence that will have been put off by that conference.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. There's obviously going to be a few, isn't there? I'm not saying there isn't. I mean, I think we're a little bit different. We're not casual gamers. We know what to expect, I think, from some of the events. So,
and even then, it still pisses me off.
Yeah. No, I am annoyed at the event. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not trying to defend the event. I thought it was shit. I thought it was really bad. It was a really badly put together event. But I don't want to start saying the games were shit in there. I just think it was basically. I actually, if I was one of the developers for one of them games, I'd be a little bit annoyed, to be honest with you, because I'd be like, you haven't shown it well.
Yeah, I don't think that showed off their third-party partners very well, and that's not a representation of them. It's a representation of Microsoft and Xbox. Like, that was bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really watch much to say about it. Really, I think we'll just have to wait for the next event, because that's what we're going to have to wait for now. I mean, hopefully PlayStation give us something in the meantime to cheer us up a bit.
I think it's safe to say that Checkpoint Reach podcast believes Inside Xbox was a failure.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
This was a bad first start.
Not a good start, not a great start, but even. There's a long way to go, I will say that. There's a long way to go.
There is a long way to go, and we will see how it all pans out. But thanks for listening to the video. Like and subscribe. Comment below with your thoughts on Inside Xbox. Do you agree that some of those games could have been Xbox 360 games, as Matty and Perks put out there? Or do you agree with...
Just go and look at Gears 3. Go and look at Gears 3.
I really hope you get hatred for that comment.
Yeah, but they won't go and look at Gears 3. They'll just instantly dislike it because they're 12 years old and they've never played a 360.
And you've also now been called out by Matty, so yeah, try and like the video instead of disliking it. But we'll be back.
Brought to you by the Checkpoint Reach podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be back anyway with the podcast probably releasing on Sunday. That will be a bit more of a in-depth talk about what we've seen in other gaming news, so look out for that to drop. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.
Bye. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.